All right, guys, what's going on? Fly here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, what the fuck? Goodness, War Thunder. That is the most players online I've seen in the longest time. Almost 80,000 players online. Well, they must be doing something, right? Okay. So today's video, it's another special one. So I just rented a townhouse, which is a newly built townhouse, pretty nice. And some fucking things have happened. Now, I would normally talk about this stuff during gameplay, but I can't focus on that right now. My brain won't work like that, and I might, get my things stuck in something. This is my situation. These are all very first world problems, so let's just clarify that, all right? Okay. So anyways, it's a newly built townhouse, very nice. It has electricity, it has plumbing, it has cables, it has Ethernet. Now, I have never worked as a cable technician, nor a customer support agent, none of that jazz. Anyway, so Time Warner Cable is a very reliable internet provider. I have never had a problem with my internet. Well, sure, there's outages, you call them and they fix it the next day, that kind of stuff, just normal wear and tear. I've never had a problem with Time Warner Cable. Just called them up and all of a sudden I had service the next day, or whenever the schedule was there. So my hopes were high. And so since I moved back from Florida, Time Warner Cable has actually increased their internet speed by 500%. No. Yeah, by 100%. Maybe like 90%. It's 20 megabytes upload right now, which is amazing for Time Warner Cable. It used to be like 5, and I was like, fuck that. But the download speed is 200 megabytes, which is, you Europeans are probably like, I pay for 100 up and 100 down for like 40 euros a month, or like 30 pounds a month. But here it's really expensive, and they monopolize off I forgot what the word for many companies but one service, or like, the oligarchy, maybe that's it. Anyways, back to the story. And I called them up on the 30th of December. Granted, it's almost New Year's Eve and shit, and everyone's planning and stuff. And I call this lady, and she's like, yeah, we'll have a technician come out and survey the property to see if it's serviceable. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I mean, this isn't on a mountain. This isn't under the water. It's going to be serviceable. My next door neighbor has lights, and they probably have cable, and they probably have TV, okay? And like, the way companies work today is that they're so automated, and the people who work for these companies are so disconnected with how it works. They're just like, they're literally, I'm not hating on customer support, but those guys work so much that honestly, they are just flesh robots. That's what they are to me. They're literally just fleshy robots that somehow talk. I mean, they're so disconnected with, like, the mindset is that they have to follow this protocol and stuff. It's just so annoying. Okay. So anyways, the lady was very nice. And I'm always nice to the customer service people because they're not the issue. Well, sometimes they are, but most of the time they're not. And so, where was I? The internet. Yeah, so it's a newly built house, so it has to be serviceable, and it's in the Bell South area. Like it's not like, well, that you're out of our jurisdiction. Like AT or Verizon Fios has that. It's Bell South area, and so they wanted to wait 2 days, or 3 days to survey the property to make sure that it was serviceable. And I'm like, no, this will take 10 minutes. You drive one of your technicians over here, and you plug the fucking cable in. I mean, how hard can it be? The house is cable ready, And so today is the 3rd. And from my initial ticket, they have no reference of me ever calling in. So it's like this lady just fucking said, fuck him, whatever. He doesn't get it, screw his number. We're not putting it in. I'm gonna ask for it on the telephone so it's recorded, but I'm never gonna put it in the system. I have no idea. But anyway, so I called back yesterday, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna take 2 or 3 business days. I'm like, just go, just plug it in. But hopefully everything will be settled soon. So the second thing that happened is that the fucking house, the new house, flooded. Completely, utterly flooded. It is ridiculous. So me and Laura were building this bed frame for the bed, so we needed to get some additional screws and nuts and bolts. God, this sounds very, very sexual. And we didn't have those, so we had to go to Home Depot and get these nuts and bolts. Hi, Baba. I'm telling a story right now. And we did a load of laundry before we left. New Samsung washers. Samsung makes washers. Can I have a Samsung fucking toothbrush, dude? Okay, anyways. New washers, not top of the line washers, but they're good washers. So we leave. And there was no direct message from the landlord or realtor to be like, don't use the washer dryer. And what happens? We come back, and I'm in a really good mood right now. It's like, yeah, we just moved in a little bit today. We're getting the bed built, blah blah blah. I come in, fucking destroyed. Like, there's fucking water coming out of the light sockets on top of the ceiling. Like, I'm like, and her mother's there, so she's she's an old Southern lady, so she's kind of religious, and she likes a clean mouth. So I'm just sitting there, if she wasn't there, I'd be like, fuck, because it took me so long to find a townhouse, because our last 2 places that we're going to get closed on us. It fell through. So I was really amped that we finally found this place. And Time Warner Cable's fucking up. The washer and dryer's fucking up. And Miss Jane, Laura's mother, is in there. And I'm just like, I am so fucking mad right now. I am so mad. And you know what came out of my mouth? This is what I said. I said, goodness. Now, it just wasn't enough. So I kept saying goodness for fucking an hour. Okay, so the whole downstairs was flooded. It wasn't flooded up until the walls, but it was maybe a 20 square foot area that was maybe 30. That was maybe had a millimeter of water on it. And the scary part is it was dripping through the ceiling. It didn't make its way downstairs. That's one of the downsides of having your washer and dryer upstairs, is that if it does flood, it literally fucks the house. And I'm freaking out because I just leased this place. And I'm like, oh my God. They think, what if they think I just took out a insurance policy or something? I don't know. I was just kind of freaking out. This is my 3rd time renting a place. And so I call them, I send them the pictures, and they're these really nice Indian guys, just really nice, just oh, don't worry, I don't know how to do an Indian accent. I really don't want to do it anyways. They're really genuine people. It's really nice, this stuff happens sometimes for them, so they're all built for it. And I'm I'm freaking out, and they're like, no, we're not worried about the house, we're worried about you. You have a place to stay tonight, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And me being one of the first time renters, this is a huge deal. There's water coming out of the light socket on the top of the ceiling. They're like, don't worry, we're covered for it. Send me pictures so I can clarify what the hell's going on. And so I sent him pictures, and he's like, oh, don't worry, that's Home Depot. So Home Depot installed these. Now the Samsung washer and dryer were not the issue. No way. This is sponsored by Samsung. Just kidding. It wasn't. It was the way Home Depot installed the washer and dryer. I mean, they installed the input to the hot water and the cold water, but they didn't decide to put the tube in the drain valve. So when the washer, and I'm not going to look for that. I'm not a technician. You know, I'm like, does it turn on? Does it go? Where's the soap at? Put the soap in, and then it goes. It's a modern washer. It should be hands off. You know, well, I think the whole point of automated washer was hands off. But I'm not checking the back of the darn thing. Why would I do that? You know? And so the Home Depot guys didn't secure the drain valve to the back of the wall where the drain valve was. So pretty much while we were at Home Depot, all the water just drained out of the washer, just onto the floor, seeped through like little cracks, and just went downstairs. So I was freaking out. And then so now I'm here venting to you guys. I hope that story made sense, or you were able to follow with it a little bit. I do have some trouble saying ums a lot because my I'm just kidding, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it.